Good afternoon. Everybody enjoying the conference? Thanks to honey and tea, I've got a little bit more voice. Anyway, ISSA is an organization run by and for the cybersecurity professional. We have so many dedicated individuals that give their time and a considerable amount of effort and talent to lead our chapters, committees, and initiatives. Today, we would like to recognize some of these people for their achievements and thank them for their dedication to our industry and to ISSA. Before we begin the ceremony, I would just like to give a brief thank you for today's lunch sponsor, PK Ware, and I'd really appreciate it if you would all visit them over in the exhibit hall and show your appreciation individually. At this time, I would like to take a moment to recognize Don Glass, who has served as the ISSA Awards Committee Chairman for many, many years. I think all of you have seen the kind, gentle soul that would sit up here in front of us, actually stand maybe twice my size up here in front of us, and help present awards. We are honored to have the Vice President of the South Florida chapter, Michael Brown, here today to say a few words about Don. Michael, would you come visit up here on the stage with me, please?
Thank you. Don was a very active member of our chapter and as well as the larger cybersecurity community. One thing he was very, very dedicated to was the education of new members into our organization, our profession. I know that the South Florida ISACA chapter has also recognized Don for his work, and we're doing the same thing in our chapter. We're now actively working on getting involved with setting up and running certification preparation courses in his honor, because we think that what he has done for our community, both internationally, nationally, and in our chapter, deserves such recognition. Thank you.
Thank you for those touching words. Now let's begin the presentation of our 2015 ISSA International Awards. Stefano, would you like to join me on the stage?
So yeah, we will be trying our best to actually help out with this award presentation. The first award that we are presenting is the ISSA Chapter of the Year Award, which recognizes and rewards the chapters that have done an exceptional job of serving the members, advancing the field, and supporting ISSA's mission. Our two chapter recipients for 2015 are the ISSA Puerto Rico chapter and the ISSA Phoenix chapter. You want me to read them? So, Puerto Rico chapter of ISSA leads the cybersecurity front in the Caribbean by creating educational opportunities for members, local practitioners, universities, government agencies, and other entities to gain the most current knowledge and education of the industry. They do this by offering monthly workshops on different security topics. They partner with local universities to ensure their curriculums are up to date. They provide universities and government agencies with access to the network of members for consulting purposes, for speeches, talks. Thanks to this, they have raised their membership this year by more than 50 new members for the chapter. And they facilitate the only non-profit-based CISSP review course available on the island. Last but not least, they pride themselves with being able to produce the best and the largest vendor-neutral information cybersecurity conference in the Caribbean. So Vincent De Hoyos, president of the ISSA Puerto Rico chapter, please join us on the stage for accepting the award.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. I would like to thank our board of directors for the Puerto Rico chapter for the hard work they put into making this chapter one of the best in the Caribbean. Okay. Also, Issa International for recognizing Puerto Rico with this award again for the second year. Like Stefano said, we're not a small chapter anymore. We now increased to a medium chapter. We have 150 members now. Okay? So I hope we be competing to next year in the medium-sized chapter. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Vincent. So the second recipient is the Phoenix ISSA chapter, and they pushed their boundaries this past year. They provided great opportunities for their members, for the Phoenix security community as a whole, to connect with each other, share guidance, and develop their careers. Phoenix chapter members have made major impacts in the security community. They are volunteers in the Women in Security SIG, the Financial SIG, provide expert consultation on cybersecurity on both local and national media, and they partner with regional professional organizations, so law enforcement, and with universities to host the highly acclaimed Phoenix Security and Audit Conference every year. Rhys Larkins, the president of the Phoenix ISSA chapter, will be joining us on the stage to accept the award.
Thank you, Stefano and Andrea. Phoenix chapter would like to thank the ISSA for this honor. I would have more of my board members here with me, but they are at this moment getting ready to set up our fourth quarter chapter meeting. We were going to try to do a live link, but that didn't work. We currently have about 210 members, but to be recognized as a large chapter against other large chapters is really gratifying to us. One of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to share with you real quickly the significant accomplishment of this past year. And if you want to pop that up, this is the Arizona Cyber Warfare Range. In less than 1 year, a dedicated group of volunteers from the Phoenix ISSA in cooperation with other associations and other groups have created the world's largest volunteer-staffed, privately run, donation-funded cyber warfare range, offensive and defensive training facility in the world. That's one of the things, thank you. One of the things that's really important to us was the mentorship and the training that we've been able to give some of our members and the members of the local community. It's resulted in over 24 young professionals getting positions in the cyber community in the Phoenix area and otherwise. This is the cybersecurity life cycle in practice. So if you haven't had a chance to visit the range, I can give you a card that has the website on it. Come out and see us, and it has far exceeded our initial expectations. Look forward to next year showing you how much farther we've been able to push the boundaries of cybersecurity and cybersecurity training and mentorship. As far as that, thank you very much.
Since 2012, the Volunteer of the Year Award recognizes a member or members who have made a significant difference to their chapter, the association, or the information security profession through dedicated and selfless service to the ISSA. Candidates must have demonstrated the following attributes: significant enthusiasm, organizational support, specific expertise, initiative and leadership, positive attitude, and must exemplify the commitment to the effectiveness, advancement, and professionalism of our members. 2 members have been chosen this year: Jordan Lombard of the ISSA South Florida chapter and David Vaughn of the ISSA Raleigh chapter. First, I would like to share a few words submitted by Ira Winkler, who nominated our first recipient, Jordan Lombard, for this award. Jordan is the heart and soul of the South Florida chapter, which is one of the ISSA's most vibrant chapters. At great personal expense, she has devoted herself to ensuring the growth and diversity of the chapter. Her purposeful strategies have not only benefited her chapter, but also the ISSA as a whole, given how she has established policies that encourage overall ISSA membership. She has ensured the fiscal viability of the chapter while making the chapter one of the most notable sources of information security knowledge in one of the largest metropolitan areas of the U.S. She has accomplished all of this while sustaining a strong spirit of camaraderie among the chapter leaders. Michael Brown will be accepting the award on behalf of Jordan. Michael?
Jordan, unfortunately, due to family matters, was not able to join us today. I know she really wanted to be here as be part of this event. I know that she felt that this award, while it was recognition for herself and her work, she very strongly felt that it was the work of our entire board and our chapter that led to the success that Ira has noted her for. Early this year, we had our biannual conference. It was very, very successful. And in fact, this month, which by the way is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, we are actually working with the University of Miami to help them put on their own first one-day security conference, which will happen next week. So actually we're busy kind of wrapping that up. So on her behalf, we thank you for this award, and she thanks you as well. Thank you.
David Vaughn is our second recipient. I would like to share a few words submitted by Craig Cunningham, who nominated David for this award. David Vaughn is constantly working to provide additional educational content for the existing events such as ISSA meetings and helping to support new events such as B-Sides Raleigh. He has been a volunteer for ISSA, B-Sides, ISC Squared, the Safe and Secure Online, InfraGard, Black Hat 2014, DEF CON 22, DerbyCon, ShmooCon, and many others. David does the job of sharing what he learns, David does the job of sharing what he learns personally, but he also searches for experts in other diverse fields to teach what he cannot. He has acted not only as a teaching fisherman, but also the gatherer of fishermen so that each participant will be prepared even on distant shoals. David?
So the funny thing about that is I've never been fishing and I don't know how to fish. So, so I want to thank the International Board for the recognition, and thank you to Craig for the recognition as well. But this really goes back to two people that are really near and dear to my heart that were probably mentors to us all. So Sean Harris, the late Sean Harris, and Jennifer Minell, she's a local in our area. She's also on the ISC Squared Board of Directors. But this morning, or yesterday, I found out that the Sean Harris Scholarship Foundation was just shy of its goal by $1,000. So I asked the women of IT SIG if I could champion that effort. And all morning long, people have been joking about my tie. I was buzzing around, or bees on my tie, right? I've been buzzing around asking folks if they could support that, and I'm happy to report that we have met that goal and exceeded it by $500. Volunteerism is near and dear to my heart. That's how I tithe and give back to the community, and it's not something that'll stop here. I've asked the International Board if they would consider me for a chair or something to contribute the educational stuff that I bring. So well, you haven't heard the last of me, guys. So thank you.
The President's Award for Public Service honors an individual's contribution to the information security profession in the area of public service. We are pleased to award this honor to the authors of Hacking Exposed. Over the past decade, the book series Hacking Exposed has become a foundational piece of education for network administrators, system administrators, vulnerability testers, and information security professionals in all roles. Hacking Exposed has covered not only the computer hacker tools of the trade, but also the practical defenses that should be used to protect information systems. The authors have released 7 editions, which is a marathon of information security education, keeping pace with an advisory that is global in scale and operates 24/7. The authors have made a complex subject approachable, both for long-term security professionals and for people just starting out in information security. The popularity of these books has encouraged many new people to take up the good fight, much to the benefit of our profession. Further proof of both the popularity and usefulness of these books is evidenced by the number of pirated copies available for download via Google, torrents, or Tor. Today, we'd like to thank Stuart Mcclure, Joe Chambre, and George Kurtz for providing an invaluable service to our profession. Rich Thompson, Director of Sales Engineering at Cylance, will be accepting the award on behalf of Hacking Exposed. Rich?
It never goes as planned, right? It's one way or the other, right? First off, thank you very much. My name is Rich Thompson. I'm accepting on behalf, and I have some remarks from Stuart Mcclure. So Stuart was unable to be here today to accept this extremely prestigious award. He did send some notes, and I'm going to read those to you as his appreciation and thanks. He did want to be here, but unfortunately his travel schedule just couldn't make it work. As the founding father of the Hacking Exposed and the continuing lead author of the series, Stuart has always maintained a passionate stance for helping network and system administrators protect and prevent attacks against their assets. This award validates and recognizes all the years of championing that effort and endeavor. On behalf of Hacking Exposed and Stuart Mcclure, he would like to thank the board, the ISSA, and for those loyal fans and readers, we certainly thank you absolutely for this honor and this award from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
The ISSA Organization of the Year Award acknowledges an organization which has provided sustained, proactive presence that directly contributed to the overall good and professionalism of the association and its membership, providing services, products, and/or direct support that ensures the promotion of the highest ethical standards in addressing information security and its future direction. We are pleased to offer this award to Microsoft's Trustworthy Computing Group. Launched by an internal memo from Bill Gates in January of 2002 and closed as a part of restructuring in September of 2014, Microsoft's Trustworthy Computing Group was a long-term effort to create and deliver secure, private, and reliable computing experiences for everyone. Over the course of 12 years, the letters T, W, and C became known to the entire community of security professionals. The research and evangelism that TWC put into good computing security practices affected the entire computing industry. The Trustworthy Computing Group was a longtime supporter of ISSA International at all levels and its many individual chapters. The funding they provided to ISSA to assist with programming and operation, they provided funding to assist with ISSA operations and programming. But more importantly, the people of Trustworthy Computing would spare no effort to assist in any way possible. They served on ISSA chapter boards, on the ISA International Board, and they provided honest feedback to improve ISSA. They provided speakers and helped whenever and wherever asked. Today, we recognize their invaluable and unique leadership that Microsoft's Trustworthy Computing Group provided to the computing industry. Thank you. Scott Charney, Corporate Vice President of Microsoft, will be accepting the award on behalf of Trustworthy Computing.
So I'd like to thank ISSA and the board for this award. You know, when it went to Microsoft 13 and a half years ago, and Bill had just announced Trustworthy Computing, we had literally a handful of people working on security. And the magic of what we've done is prove that you can really scale security across a large organization and change the culture. So in accepting this award, I'm really accepting it on behalf of all those Microsoft employees, the engineers, the field personnel, all those who have contributed to making Microsoft a more secure company and helping ISSA in its efforts. So thank you very much.
So before starting with the presentation of the honor roll, allow me to explain that we are a bit off script with the movements on the stage because we are standing in for the voice of Andrea. So it's not me that is speaking, but it's the voice of Andrea Hoy that is speaking, giving the awards. I know she has a much better voice and surely a much better accent, but so the next award is the ISSA Honor Roll. The ISSA Honor Roll recognizes an individual's sustained contribution to the information security community, to the advancement of the association and enhancement of the professionalism of the association membership. There are 4 recipients this year, and our first recipient is Alex Groban. I would like to share a few words submitted by John Dyson, who nominated Alex for this award. Alex is a driving force in the growth and training of new professionals in the field of information security. He's built relationships with an internationally recognized foundation so that the ISSA Nova chapter members could judge and coach hundreds of high school teams from around the world on their proposals for new and innovative security solutions. He has also started up a program for ISSA Nova chapter members to mentor college engineering students and coach and guide them as they move into the real world of information security. He's made arrangements with the state of Virginia's sponsored cybersecurity startup accelerator MAC 37 to bring these entrepreneurs to the ISSA Nova membership so that they get a first-hand look at some of the cutting-edge technologies and solutions in the field. These programs have a multiplying effect because Alex does not only perform judging and mentoring individually, but he has put programs in place for all of the members of the chapter to have the opportunity to do the same and effectively impact the field many times over. So Alex, if you would please come to the stage and accept the award. You're already here.
After all these years, I'm still sneaking up on people. Welcome, everybody. I thank everybody for their time, and obviously there's a few people that I would like to thank first. Obviously, the ISSA International Board, I love it that we have an all-volunteer organization that's helping promote the profession, that's helping us move along and actually having the opportunity to really acknowledge some of the people, including everybody here. So to accept an award like this, definitely thank you so much for the International Board. I would be remiss if I didn't give the bulk of the gratitude towards my home chapter of Northern Virginia, 500 members strong, and we have several members here. In addition to some of the leadership that's part of that chapter, Mark Noble, who conned me into volunteering about 10 years ago. Steve Batista, who's taken a wonderful job, Skip Chapman, I could go on and on. I think you've probably seen some of these as distinguished members and distinguished fellows. Everybody, all from Cragen to Rhonda Farrell to Bob Bowling, everybody. I'd also like to acknowledge some of our educational partners that really helped me to be able to, or helped the chapter to be able to develop some of these programs, working with Marymount University, Capital College, Northern Virginia, George Mason. All these relationships we've built within our Northern Virginia is helping promote our profession and help to sustain the education lifeline that's coming out for all those different universities, working with them, helping talk about different curriculum, mentoring programs, getting all those students involved, understanding where the field is going, providing them that input. And additionally, I'd like to thank a couple of individuals. Dr. Larry West, who's sitting in Orlando, Florida somewhere, who probably doesn't remember me, but he's the one who didn't kick me out of school at the MIS program a long time ago when I was at Florida State. Larry, I don't think you'll ever see this, but I still can't write hello world. Kevin Rodriguez for my first professional opportunity. Jody Westby was a wonderful mentor. My wonderful girlfriend Rhonda Brockner, who has put up with a lot of time in front of the keyboard on the weekends when we could have been spending time together instead. So thank you. And most importantly, my mom, who still asks when I'm going to be CEO somewhere, but I'm getting there. Again, thank you everybody for your time. I appreciate it. Have a good afternoon.
Our second recipient of the Honor Roll Award this year is Dave Reed. I would like to share the submission by Pat Laverty, who nominated Dave for this award. Dave is a consummate security professional, is a leader in the workplace and within the ISSA. He is working cybersecurity efforts for the next generation GPS, Global Positioning System, mission systems, and in that effort is responsible for certifying and accrediting systems that will be flying GPS satellites. Dave meets weekly with other cybersecurity engineers to ensure that they understand the big picture, and he utilizes his expertise as a security engineering professional to help bring the plans together, ensuring details are understood and not misapplied. And the distinctive accomplishments of Mr. Reed reflect credit upon himself and upon the cybersecurity profession and the ISSA. Dave, please join us on the stage for accepting your award.
I'd like to thank the association and the board for this recognition. I'm truly humbled. And I'd especially like to thank my colleagues in the Colorado Springs chapter, a couple of whom are here today. They've always been there as a resource to help, assist, and whether it was just a professional issue or a friend issue, they were always there to be an asset. Thank you very much for the.
Handing out awards is a pleasure, and it's even more of a pleasure when you are handing out an award to a person that you consider a personal friend. So our third recipient for this award is Mark Williams. And I'm pretty sure that many people in the audience know Mark because he is a security professional who keeps giving back to the profession. His contributions are several. One of them is giving back through mentoring younger professionals. He speaks at security and privacy events all over the United States on key issues. He's contributing to the development of privacy-based application development standards. He's teaching undergraduate and graduate students on InfoSec concepts, on practical encryption, project management for IT, teaching experienced professionals about information strategy, about policy and leadership, and is working with local chapters and with the international organization developing conferences and starting and running chapters. And even after more than 10 years, he still gives a lot of his time, a lot of his talent to the profession and to our organization. Unfortunately, Mark has not been able to be here. It's the first international conference that he misses. He's actually been one of the leaders in organizing the conference and one of the contributors in putting together the program that you have listened to. So please join me, even if he's not here, in acknowledging Mark Williams' contributions, and we will be sure to hand him his award at a suitable occasion in the next few months. Thank you very much. Okay, the next award is the Hall of Fame, and the Hall of Fame recognizes an individual's exceptional qualities of leadership in their own career and in their organization, as well as exemplary commitment to the information security profession. We have 3 luminaries that are being inducted in our Hall of Fame today. And the first recipient is Sean Harris. I would like to share a few words submitted by Lauren Rousseau, who nominated Sean for the award. As one of the most prolific authors on information security education, Sean imparted a lasting and influential legacy on our profession. He published multiple editions of best-selling international book for CISSP. She also contributed to Grey Hat Hacking, the Ethical Hackers Handbook, and to the information security and to security information and event management implementation guide, developed digital products, including 40 hours video course, video mentor series, flashcards, labs, and having sold over 1 million copies of her books. Sean's academic works are regarded as the gold standard in information security certification preparation due to the adroitness with which he teaches highly complex concepts. Sean tirelessly extended her command information security throughout her career. As founder and CEO of Logical Security, she provided specialized consulting to the government, to Fortune 500 companies across financial, medical, retail, entertainment, and utility sectors. She trained and wrote scholarly articles to advance knowledge and skills of all professionals, strengthening the security posture of US business. Sean's mother, Kathy Conlon, will be accepting the award on her behalf. So, Kathy, please join us on the stage.
First of all, let me say, Sean would be uncomfortable receiving this award because Sean was very humble. I, on the other hand, I'm thrilled to accept this award on behalf of Sean. Teaching and learning were extremely important to Sean. Obviously, she made that her life's work. Her work will still go on. We have some people who are going to be keeping things current, things that she had been working on when she passed. Sean passed away it was a year ago last week. So the timing for this award is really wonderful. Thank you for allowing me to be here to accept it, and thank you very much for your contributions to the Sean Harris Scholarship Fund. Thank you.
Thanks to the audience for standing and recognizing truly luminary of our profession. The next recipient is Jeff Rich, and he has been nominated by Phil Bayer for this reason. Jeff has developed a history of entering situations where little to no security or risk management infrastructure exists, or an existing system needs updating, and he's an executive with extensive experience in building and leading high-performance teams. Jeff's level of involvement in ISSA and the security community is deep. A high-level view of some of his activities is the current ISSA Fellow Selection Committee member, is a member of the ISSA Selection Committee, is the current IT sector chief for the San Antonio InfraGuard chapter, the founding chairperson of the Security Leaders Forum based in South Texas, founding member of the Cloud Security Alliance, past president of the ISSA Capital of Texas chapter, past vice president of ISSA Metropolitan Atlanta chapter, and past director of education for the InfraGuard Capital of Texas chapter. Jeff, please join us on the stage for accepting your award.
Thank you very much. Thank you to ISSA and the board and the selection committee, and to Phil Bayer for my nomination. It pays to stay in a profession and get old in it, because you get a long list of things you're able to do. And I appreciate the opportunity to do that as well. I also want to thank the 3 chapters to which I've been members of over the years. That is the Metro Atlanta chapter, the Alamo chapter in San Antonio, and the Capital of Texas chapter in Austin, which are apparently all well represented here, as always. I also want to thank 2 other people that helped me along in my career, and they kind of provided the bookends. Not that I think my career is over, at least I hope it isn't. At the beginning is Chief Tom Connors, who in 1972 convinced me that this is a field that might make sense, whether it dealt with security, police work, or in any way helping protect people and make them feel better about what they're doing. And I'm really glad I've chosen that path and stayed on it since then, which has been a long time so far. And the other person I want to thank is the person trying to work my iPhone right now, and that's my lovely wife, Catherine, who has actually made this possible, because without her support, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this. And she puts up with a whole bunch of crap from me for having to get this done, and a lot of time where I'm not available because of that. So thank you very much, and thank you, everyone.
The final award that we are handing out is for a very good friend, and I would like to ask Steve, who has actually submitted the nomination for this very good friend, to just share the reason for nominating him.
My friend Kevin Richards has shown rare and exemplary service to the ISSA over the last 20 years. He co-founded the Chicago chapter in the mid-1990s with me, and later he served as that chapter's president for so many years. He set the bar so high for all future presidents until he took a position at the ISSA Board of Directors, where he spent many years of distinguished service. Kevin served as membership chairman for much of his tenure on the board and was elected to vice president. And he took the presidency of the ISSA when Howard Schmidt moved to the White House. Kevin was later elected to the office of president by the membership and led the board and the association with professionalism and wisdom. Outside of the ISSA, Kevin has shown himself to be one of the leaders of our profession. He has worked tirelessly to advance not only the ISSA, but the entire industry. He has worked at big consulting firms and small. He's including a boutique security lab and a great big behemoth of a company, Accenture. Today, he's the North American Director of the Security Practice at Accenture. I might not have that title exactly right, but it's the top guy running security at Accenture. Kevin is a sought-after public speaker and is widely considered one of the voices of our industry. It's my great honor to see this award given to my friend Kevin Richards.
It's late in the evening. Wow, I don't know how to follow that. Thank you. It's an interesting thing to be on this side of it. I've been handing out the awards for so long that I don't really know what to say at this point. First, thank you. Thank you to the ISSA, to the members, to the board. It's a great organization. It's contributed so much to our industry, and I'm just really honored to be a part of it. Steve mentioned that a while back, he and a gentleman named Michael Rasmussen said, we got this idea, got this practice, some security people getting together, can you help us out? I would have been hard-pressed to think that in 20 years I would be getting this kind of recognition. You know, in looking at what I've been very, very fortunate to do, a lot of the people that I've been able to meet are because of the ISSA. I think through some of the conversations that I've been able to have with people like Bruce Schneier and Marcus Rainham and Whit Diffie and Steve Lipner and Scott Charney and Howard Schmidt and Dave Cullinane, and the list is on and on and on, and it's all because of this, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for the recognition. It's humbling, for me as well. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the conference. I'm glad we finally got the conference in Chicago. It only took us 20 years, but so Chicago chapter, thank you very much. I'm glad that the legacy that he started, we've been able to build, continues to be as strong. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
Once again, let's offer a round of applause to all of our award winners this afternoon. This does conclude our awards presentation for today. I want to thank each and every one of you for attending the 2015 International Conference. It's been a great pleasure for me getting to know ISSA's members, and I look forward to continuing to grow our community.